Hi guys, Lucy aka The Watchbox Diaries here, and after a horrendous bout of tonsillitis, I'm back with more watch content! Woo! Now, about a year ago, I would say, I managed to get my hands on my very first Christopher Ward, the C65 Sandhurst, and if you haven't watched the video already, when you're done with this one, head on over. And I have really good things to say about it. And I did say Christopher Ward, I was excited about them and I'm excited to see where they go, and they have not disappointed. More recently, the Belcanto was an incredible release. Now I haven't managed to get my hands on that one, but they have released a limited edition of 3 Spring Trio pieces, so the C63 Sealanders, and I have this wonderful purple one, which they're calling Foxglove, in full review, so let's get into it. So Christopher Ward released 3 different colourways. They have the Viridian Green, which is lovely, the Oxygen Blue, and then this one, which is the Foxglove Purple. Now, they only made 150 of each of these, and they provided them in 2 different strap options. So you could get the leather strap, which by the way is very comfortable and very nice soft leather, for £635, or if you wanted the bracelet version, it came in at £770. The watch uses the Sellita SW200-1 movement, and it's pretty workhorse. It's nothing too out there, too crazy, but I'm a big fan of an open case back, so I can see that movement working, and this has one, so you can stare at it as much as you want. I asked a couple of you on Instagram whether you had any questions, and you obliged as always, so let me try and tackle some of those. Now, quite a few of you questioned what the clasp was like, because apparently that is a problem. It is quite a long clasp on a couple of their different bracelets, and I would say this is kind of on the long side. Now, I am a proud member of the Itty Bitty Wrist Committee, and I'm comfortable with the length of this clasp. It sits well enough on my wrist, but I can see how on maybe a smaller wrist, or even on this wrist on somebody else as a preference, it may be a little bit on the longer side. You can't really do a lot else other than get on the strap instead. What's the purple like in real life? It's really pretty. Because of the gradient and this sort of ombre dial, it manages to look really, really nice and light purple in certain lights, and then becomes sort of a deeper, darker shade of purple in others. So it does play with the light really, really nicely, and I think it's a beautiful shade. Build quality, I would say, is really good. I'm always really impressed with the build quality of Christopher Ward's, and this is absolutely no exception, especially for the price. Now, I hate saying that, but I do believe it. I think they are incredibly good value for money in terms of the quality of the piece for the price range that it sits in. Versus the Tudor, though, I would be inclined to say go for the Tudor, but they are quite worlds apart in terms of price ranges. So I do think the Tudor is up there a bit more in terms of the quality of the build and the movement, and yeah, just overall, like the Tudor is the better watch, but this is such a fantastic alternative. Crown size, I did not look at this watch and think that crown is way too big for that watch, but I can sort of see it when I stare at it, so thanks for that. Straps, now even though this does have a quick release bracelet, I have not touched it, but I have given you a couple of different little options here. So I do believe that it looks very good on other straps as well. Obviously, you're going to be a little bit more limited in terms of what you can pair with it because it's such a bright colour, but there are still options out there. Now let's talk about the logo. If you have watched my previous video about the other Christopher Ward, you will know that I had a massive pet hate about the fact that it said Christopher Ward on the dial, like they'd written their name at the top of their exam paper. I am so glad that they have gone with a logo. I don't know how some people still have a problem with it. I love the concept of it, you know, the 4 dots that then fit into, you know, the cross, and it fits together really nicely. And it's not bright, it's not a bold name on the front of the dial, which was my problem. I'm very happy that they have gone with the logo. Please let me know if you do have a problem and why. Do you want it to say full Christopher Ward on the dial? Can we have another name for this colour? Obviously they've put Foxglove, which very, very pretty. I would suggest that it was a bit more of sort of a lavender haze shade, you know, with the ombre, just very like spring, haze, sunshine. But my brain does automatically go to Purple Nurple because it's hilarious. But I have a way of making ridiculous names and seeing the weird in things, so yeah, sensible option, Lavender Haze. Lucy option, Purple Nurple. Overall, I'm really impressed with it, as I was with the other Christopher Ward that I managed to get my hands on. I have heard such good reviews, and the design of them, just aesthetically, I'm really impressed with. It has fantastic build quality. The proportions are great. I love the clear indices, the dial variations and gradients within the colour ranges I think are really smart. I don't know personally whether I would ever purchase one of these bright colours, simply because I like to match my outfits with my watch, and also I don't know how these watches will age. For me personally, they're a bit more of a right now watch, and I try and look at watches as a long-term thing. So will this watch still be cool? Will this watch still make me happy in sort of 10, 15 years? And I'm not sure such a bold colour personally would do that, but I do appreciate the colourways that they've got. My only other gripe, other than the fact that yes, the clasp is quite long and it is a bold colour, the only other thing would be the fact that yes, it has micro adjust, but it's not the easiest to use. You do have to put a little bit of force into pulling that thing down, and other than that, I'm pretty impressed overall. That is it from me, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm really excited to see where this brand goes. They are definitely a brand on the rise. Do you agree with me though? Do you completely disagree with everything I've just said? Do you have any opinions on this watch or my opinions of this watch? As always, make sure you drop them down in the comment section below because I love hearing from you guys. Remember to like and subscribe and help a girl out with those algorithm gremlins. And if you want to be notified of future videos and cannot wait for more, make sure you turn on that little bell and YouTube will do its thing. Until then though, people, bye.